if I don't make it again, I lose this time again, right?
Yeah.
I would say this is not my first time losing. I've lost 10 times in order to get this first win. Yeah, I would say I'm very used to not winning.
But why is becoming a world champion so important for you?
When I said I want to win the world championship because I want to inspire the world, now that I became a father, I became a dad, right? My world has changed. My world is now my wife and also my baby, Livia. Why do I want to win so much right now? Why do I want to get there? Is that I want to prove to my wife that thank you so much for trusting me. You did not actually trust the wrong person. Yeah, I hope this is a gift for you. And I also want to show this as an example to my daughter. It's like next time when she grew up and she asks me, Dad, I feel like giving up, I hope that this can be a story for her. Hi everyone, before we kick things off, just want to share with you that we are on a mission to reach out to more people so that they are able to turn their mess into message. And we can't do this without your help. So which is why, right, it will mean a lot to us if you can actually help us to like, subscribe, and even share this episode to people who can benefit from this. And this means a lot and it can help us to create more meaningful episodes like this. So thank you in advance and I'll see you in the episode.
Would you actually spend 11 years chasing after a dream? Now, welcome to the Influence Show where influence meets breakthrough. And we aim to bring to you some of the top entrepreneurs, achievers, and even top speakers for you to learn from them. And today is a very special episode because this episode we are celebrating the victory of our influence coach Vui Kit for winning the national title in our national public speaking competition. And he will be actually representing Malaysia to speak at the World Championship of Public Speaking. And also we are really, really proud of him. Right? So in today's episode, we are going to dive deep about his journey, his challenges, and also some of the key lessons that he have learned in preparing for this competition because as a partner, I know that it wasn't easy. So if you're watching this, so this is a very, very valuable episode for every one of you here. Right, so Vui Kit, welcome to the show.
Hello everybody, happy to be here today.
Okay, good. So Vui Kit, like my very first question to you is, when did the interest of public speaking actually start and why Toastmaster?
So I think that I started speaking at a very young age, when I was teenagers. The problem is that I wasn't good at it. Yeah, I had broken English and I had experience standing on stage and then having people not listening to it. So those are like the early years of my public speaking. And when I actually go on to university and I actually met a very supportive teacher. His name is Mr. Paul. And he really guided me like saying that, Vui Kit, you don't need perfect English to speak well.
Yeah.
And I see something in you. I really want you to be a great speaker. I was like, wow, I didn't expect someone to see my potential. And that really sparks my interest in terms of public speaking. So I started speaking since university. And then after that, when I graduated, I even joined Toastmasters as well. So for those people who don't know, like Toastmasters is actually a non-profit organization where people join in to sharpen their skill when it comes to public speaking, when it comes to leadership. So I started joining when I was 11 years ago. I really feel that there is an avenue for me to practice, right? There's an avenue for me to speak on stage and yet people are listening. Yeah, so that's how I actually got started in public speaking and that interest just slowly grows from there. Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people who join Toastmasters, they are there to practice their speaking skills. But what made you had that mindset that I wanted to speak in competitions, I wanted to compete?
Yeah, very interesting, right? So, when you fall in love with something, right? You're thinking about how can you actually take it to the next level, right? Yeah. You fall in love with a girl, you think about, hey, what's the next level? Do I propose to her, right? Or maybe you fall in love with a location. Maybe you think about, how can I actually invest into this place and start staying here? So the same goes for public speaking, right? I fell in love with speaking. I really love the feeling on standing on stage and to share my stories. And then people come to say to me that, Vui Kit, I'm really inspired by your stories. So I thought about what's the next level. So actually, at the back of my head, I actually have two things on what's the next level. First thing I thought about, what if I can actually speak for a living in the future? I can use this speaking skill to inspire others, yet to make a living out of this. Second thing is like, what if I challenge myself to see how far I can go in terms of speech contests and maybe one day reaching the world championship of public speaking as well. So that's my thought. Then I decided that why not giving it a shot with no expectation. I just hop on to every contest, just sign up and started contesting then.
Yeah. So before I ask you more about your journey in contesting, right? But for a lot of people who are listening to this, maybe you can answer this question like, why should people join contests?
Wow. Now, contest, what contest does is actually this, right? When you are speaking during normal days, right?
Yeah.
You just prepare what you have, you prepare the slides, and then you just deliver it. But contest has this magical feeling, You know that it's a contest. You know that there'll be people watching you.
Yep.
And the stakes are higher. And you feel that, wow, I'm actually carrying the brand of my own home club. So the stakes are higher. When the stakes are high, it does one thing magical. It pushes you to give your best.
Yeah.
It keeps you thinking like, what else can I do to make it better? Who else can I seek feedback for? And how do I deal with the pressure? Imagine if you can speak in a contest with so much pressure, do you think you can speak on a normal presentation? It will be so much easier. Yeah, so I think that, how to take your skill to the next level, I feel, right, is to put some pressure into it. And that's when it will pushes you to the next level. It will unleash the full potential. So that I think that if you have the opportunity to join a speech contest and all this thing, go ahead, right? And in fact, in our community, every year we actually have this speech contest, National Championship of Public Speaking. It's not for the award, it's for the experience. How do you speak under pressure?
Yeah, so I guess it's about putting yourself in a situation where you have no chance, but you got to perform.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah, because when you learn how to perform in this kind of scenario, when people put you in any room, you will be able to also perform at your very best.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, so when it comes to contests, I remember when you first shared with me that you wanted to contest, and I still remember you shared with me that you had a dream you wanted to become a world champion one day as well, and that dream started like 11 years back, right? So maybe you want to bring me back to the time where how did you got this dream and what is it all about?
Wow. So when I first started speaking, right, I started to watch some of the top speakers around the world.
Who was your idol back then?
Back then, I think I was searching for different speakers, normally the world champions, right? So in Toastmasters, right? So a few people that I watched is like Darren Tay, is Kevin Stamper, Dhananjaya. So these are like the legends. I remember watching their videos, yeah? And I remember watching their videos and then watching how they shared their win. After when they win the award, then they are being interviewed, right? So I was really inspired by that. I was like, wow, what if one day I can actually be one of them, like, against all odds and really proving myself that I can actually do it. So that was when the journey started. Yeah. And that was 11 years ago. So every year I actually made a point to improve myself.
Right.
Yeah. So I remember first year of contesting, I thought I was very good, because in the club people were praising me, right? Then when I go to the area level, I had my first defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was when oh my goodness. In fact, that day I really felt it, I felt that, oh man, is it because I'm not good enough? Then I left the contest venue after the contest is done. I didn't stay back for networking. Yeah. So then every year, I always get second, right? So that actually kept on going for years. And to be honest, did I actually feel like I want to give up, right? Yes, I had moments I feel like, why so much effort? Just give it up. Just do something more productive. Yeah. And in fact, I took a 2 years break for soul searching.
Okay.
Yeah. I started to become a judge. Because after losing so many times, right, I was like, I want to stand in the shoes of a judge, right, and to understand what are they actually thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got so much clearer perspective being a judge. I see that, that's how people connect. Because from the judge's lens with the judging criteria is very different. Yeah. So the following year, I started to join again, and I went to the national level 1 to 2 times. And this year itself, I'm really grateful that I really went all out. I really want to test it out, and really grateful that I actually won first in the national. Yeah. And the next level will be to the World Championship of Public Speaking in quarterfinals. Yeah, so the one really, really praying that all goes smooth and hopefully I can actually spread my impact in the world stage.
Very nice,
Yeah.
right? And so you have actually tried up to now 11 years.
Yeah, 11 years minus the 2 years of soul searching, maybe 9 years. Yeah, but even those years when I'm taking a break, I'm still doing something about it.
Yeah. And I know when you say like 1 year of trying, right, it's not just about one competition, because to reach to the national and even the world, like it requires the whole year of competition where you have different competitions at division and then to the club level and all the way to the top, right?
Yeah. So maybe I can share some context, right? Yeah. So in speech contests, in Toastmasters, there's actually like 4 levels.
Yeah.
First, you have to be the champion of your club. Then you have to be the champion of your area. Then you have to be the champion of your division. Then you go to district. It's like equivalent to national. Then you have to be the champion of national. Then you go to the world quarterfinal, world semi-final, and world final. Yeah.
And you lose any one of it, you have to wait for another year to...
Yes. They don't care whether you were an ex-champion or all those things. Every time you contest, you start from scratch. You have to prove your worth every single time.
Yeah, so I think I can totally relate to your mindset. It's like after every year, imagine like 9 years of continuous losses, and then what keeps you to keep on trying?
I think it's the passion, it's the love of speaking.
Yeah.
And I tell myself, if I don't speak, what else I can do? I cannot play badminton like you, right? Yeah, it's like when you love something, yes, I was actually doing it. I was have to repeat it and try different times, right? But I still, it's actually not an easy journey because starting from scripting, starting from practicing, it was very painful journey.
Yeah.
You have to scratch out ideas, you have to get coaching, you have to practice, you have to get feedback. It's a very tedious process. And the speech gets how long? It's only 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So the 7 minutes you speech, right, is actually 7 months of effort probably. Yeah. But what keeps me going was actually the passion.
Yeah.
Right? I really love speaking. And I really love the art of putting things together and to create a message from that. Yeah. And that really, that sparks a lot of curiosity on how can I do better? How can I compress those words and to give more meanings?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually what kept me going. Yeah.
I really salute you guys, right? Because I think that competitions like this, you only have 7 minutes. While, let's say, if I would do my class, I have 3 days, right? I can talk whatever I want in that 3 days.
Yeah.
But in that 7 minutes, every sentence, every word, it's got to be really, really precise, right? And then you shared with me as well that you got to really make sure that you reduce your words to a point where every word actually hits, right? So maybe I think we can divide this journey into 2 parts for the past 11 years of your contesting journey. One part is basically the mindset part, like what did you actually do with your mindset? Because I believe it takes a lot of resilience to go through this 11 years. And the second part, of course, the technicalities of it. Like what are some of the strategies, the techniques that you use for you to actually establish yourself and to influence the judges and to be able to win that, right? So maybe we start off with like the mindset first for this like 11 years. Like what's your take on this?
Okay. So I think that the first mindset that I had in this 11 years is this. To give a good speech, it's not just about giving a good speech. To give a good speech is that you have to reflect about your life.
Yeah.
Right? Because good speech comes from a life well lived. So one of the things that I realized, right, throughout these 11 years, every year when I competed, I have a new realizations to a certain incident in my life. So a speech also gave me an opportunity to fully reflect on that. Yeah, so for example, one of the years I was actually talking about the passing of my grandmother. And to give that speech, I had to make peace with that and to really distill the message from that.
Yeah.
This year, I delivered a speech about my relationship with my mom. Because I used to have a very strained relationship with my mom. Because there was a very difficult upbringing as an Asian parent, right? So I resent her for years for that. Yeah. And when I finally moved on from there, that's when I have a very powerful message.
Yeah.
And I decided to deliver a speech about that. So it's not about how well you can just craft your speech, right? It's about how well did you reflect in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that this is the first mindset that I had as well. Yeah.
And I think to stop you from that, right? So a lot of times people will always think that, hey, my life is just very boring. Like I just go through life, I work, I go back, family time. Like my life don't have a lot of stories to tell. Like so, what's your advice on this?
Yeah. In fact, stories doesn't require to be like really superhero save the day kind of stories. It doesn't have to be that. It could be a very short encounter, right? So one of my coach, Presian Vasilev, world champion, his speech is nothing about superhero save the day. His speech, his world champion speech, is about one day his tire is punctured and he was changing the tire. And what he have learned about from changing the tire by himself.
Wow.
The message was about reaching out. That's it. Sharing about how he changed his tire. Right? So it's these simple moments like this, right? As long as you're able to bring a message, people can resonate with that, then it's a story. Good to go. Yeah.
So it's not so much about like what story you tell, it's about how you tell those stories.
Yes. Yeah. What is the message behind those stories?
Right, because I think that for a lot of like people like us, we also relate to problems like daily life problems as well.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Good. And besides this, what's the second mindset that you have actually discovered in this journey?
Yeah. And I think the second mindset is also very important is that don't fall in love with your speech. In fact, not just for speech, in fact for your business as well. Don't fall in love with your product. Don't fall in love with whatever your creation.
Yeah.
Because when we create something, right, a speech per se, a presentation per se, of course, it's our babies, right? We have more feelings towards that. It's like, man, when I first crafted my speech, I was like, man, wow, this is so good. Then when I started to test this out, right, then people just don't get it. I was like, huh? You guys don't get it? It's such a masterpiece, So don't fall in love with that, because I once heard this advice, right? Don't fall in love with your product. Don't fall in love with your speech. Don't fall in love with your business, right? Because love is blind. The moment when you fall in love with something, you stop seeing things objectively. You stop getting feedback. You are trying to defend your love at all costs.
Right.
And guess what? You stop accepting feedback. So one of the things I did, right, was that I test my speech a lot. I always record them and I always play it. I always show it to people. So up to until national stage, right, I actually got feedback from easily 30 people, 30 plus people. Some of them I got them individually. Some of them I got them from a group.
Yep.
Yeah. Then after that, I throw these feedbacks to AI, and then after that, I really analyze what was not clear, what was the message they're actually getting. So from there, I'm actually learning so much faster. I think the same goes for when you're preparing for your speech, when you're preparing for your talks, right? Right before that talk is to test out with an audience, is to test out with people to see if people resonate with that, so that you can learn as fast as you can. Yeah, as this phrase in design thinking is called, you fail early and you fail often. Yeah, so the earlier you fail, the less expensive that failure is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like how you put this, like, don't fall in love with your own product or even your speech as well, because sometimes when we create those products, we have certain biasness towards that product as well. Same goes to presentation. So let's say for a corporate leader, before their presentation, right, to avoid this biases for happening, what's the best way for them to practice?
Okay, so I think that one of the easiest way is, of course, you can bounce ideas with AI, right? So you can actually put in your presentations with AI, and then after that, get AI to give you more feedbacks. Like, what are some of the things?
Yeah.
Right? So doing that is not enough, because AI is AI, right? You are still presenting to a human being. Yeah. So something that you can always do is actually to present to a trusted team members, someone that you trust. Hey, can I have your 5 minutes to practice with you? Yeah.
Okay.
And third thing is also, after every presentation, and this is the key, after every presentation, don't just, hey, thank you so much, and then just move on.
Yeah.
Is to reflect about this entire training, about these presentations. Yeah. And I think something that you and I have been doing is that after every episode of the podcast, like today as well, we sat down and like, what do you think about the podcast just now? And then we were reflecting about that. So I think that's the key thing on how we can improve every time we're doing something. Yeah. So is to constantly ask for feedback from people that you trust. Not just from one people, because one or two people may not be accurate, right? But if you ask a lot, right, then you are seeing a consistent pattern, then that's when you know you need to do something about it, right?
Okay, very nice, right? Right. So moving on to the next one, right? Yeah. So the next one, would it be on mindset, or would it be more on the technical side that you have learned?
I would say, maybe if I can actually make it complete, okay, the third mindset, yeah. I think the third mindset is, let me think. The third mindset is that you have to constantly remind yourself not don't go in with the intentions to impress, right? Because the moment when you start to wanting to impress other people, that's when fear starts to kick in.
Yeah.
That's when you only do what's safe. Okay, and that is when you stop exploring with ideas. Yeah. So instead of focusing on impressing, what really powerful to remind myself, because I realized that the moment when every time when I started to want to impress, I want to win the trophy. When I focus on the trophy, right, that's when I would do things that is not me. Yeah. And that's how people don't feel I'm actually authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started to, one advice I actually heard, right, is that don't aim for the trophy, aim for the hearts.
And how do you do that?
So instead of thinking about winning, right, shift the focus. How can I give values to the audience?
Yeah.
Right. So don't craft something just because you want to win.
Yeah.
Craft something on how do you inspire people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you can inspire people, the trophy will come after you.
Right.
Yeah, but most people, when I was younger, I got this terbalik. I got this inverted. I was focusing on winning.
Right.
That touching people's heart is like least of my priority.
Okay.
Now it's a lot on how can I make this whole thing resonate with my audience.
Yeah. And I think this applies to a lot of workplace professionals as well, right? Every time, whenever they go out on stage, they are very concerned in terms of how do I look on stage? How do I sound on stage? And because of that, then their focus is all about themselves. And that's where all the fear comes in. So that's why one of the things that we always said is that focus on the audience. Ask yourself, like, what's the one takeaway that you want your audience to get out? And that's where your fear will actually be channeled out and you're able to focus on that message itself.
Yes.
Right? And I'm sure you studied a lot of world champions, former champions as well, for you to craft your own presentation as well. And throughout all these studies of all these like great public speakers, what is the few common patterns that you notice in their presentation?
Okay. So I think that we are going to the more technical things right now, right? When it comes to presentations. So I think that the first and also the most important thing is this. They understood the human psychology.
And what is the human psychology?
They understood the deep. So to give a good speech, you really need to understand humans' emotion and human psychology, right? So whenever they craft a speech, whenever they craft a message, right, I noticed that they will always think, okay, does this message make sense or not? Is this message the underlying message, or is it still a very surface message? So I think that when I was actually crafting my national final speech, right, so the message was, no one triggered you, you triggered yourself. Okay? So one of my mentors was actually challenged me. Okay? So how can I prevent myself not to be challenged, not to be triggered? I was like, oh yeah, this is a good question. I never thought about this. So what should I do instead? Yeah. Then I actually thought, oh yeah, in order to do that, the best way for you is to pause and ask. I was like, okay, maybe that is the thing that is lacking in my speech. Right? So I noticed that you really have to understand about a good speaker is also someone who reflected a lot about their life. How did they control anger? How did they actually have the difficult conversations? So once you get that, you'll be able to insert to your speech. Because if not, it will only sound good. It's like, it's a good advice, but I don't know what to do next.
And I think we are going deeper into this because you mentioned about what's the underlying message behind this, right?
Yeah.
And to a lot of people, like, how do we get to that underlying message? Is that a process or is that something that we can ask ourselves for us to get to this message, to the core of it?
Yeah, beautiful. And I think that's something that we all should do before our presentations, is to ask ourselves deep questions. So whenever, let's say there's a problem statement, right? For example, let's say in workplace, our sales is not doing well, right? Our attrition rate is very high. You need to ask deeper questions before your presentation. So one of the way I do is actually I ask the 5 whys.
Right.
Why is that so? Or is it because there's actually this? Is it because of the structure? And why is structure creating this? Or people feel that it's not fair. Okay, why are they not feeling fair? Because they are feeling attention. So when you ask 5 whys, right, you will get to the root of the problem. Normally the root of the problem, right,
Hey guys, just a moment. So if you have enjoyed our video so far and you have learned something from the video, you know that we are actually on a mission to inspire more lives and to spread our message to even more people out there. And we can't do this without your help. So we would really appreciate it if you haven't subscribed to our video yet or to our channel. So please click on the subscribe button below and to turn on your notification bell as well so that every time we post a video, you will get the first-hand update to it. And we would really, really appreciate it. So with that being said, thank you in advance and back to the video.
It's actually emotions. It's actually certain emotions that is being unmet, or there's actually certain emotion that people are after. So you use that emotions as the basis for you to craft your presentations. Yeah, when it's given a problem, don't just go straight into giving a very surface solution. Ask deeper questions.
Yeah, and to add on to the 5 why is also, for me, I would challenge it from different angles to see, like, is it really true that I have this statement? Is it really true that with this emotion, it affects me this way? So I would challenge it in different angle to prove that, like, this theory is actually correct.
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and also so that's why I love what you said is, for you to be able to speak well comes from your ability to think well as well. So you can see that a lot of speaking is actually thinking process, right? The speech is only 7 minutes, but I think that the thinking process is more than 70 hours.
Yeah, it's really true. Yeah. So the deeper you think, right, that's when people can... Yeah, I think today in the age, people are a bit lazy to think. Yeah. So if there's actually a speaker who do the thinking for them and slowly lead them towards the underlying message, right? Then that's when they feel inspired. Yeah.
And thinking skills, is it something that can be trained? And if yes, how do you train this?
I think so, yeah. Because I think my speech got better the moment I started this habit of journaling. Because journaling is like putting your ideas down and constantly challenging it and asking questions about it. Yeah. Because when you put everything inside your mind and just thinking, or you're just going through motions, then some of these messages are not crystallized. But when you write it down, it's like, whoa, it becomes tangible. It's like, oh, wow. So that's why it happened. Yeah. So my speech also evolves as well. Yeah. Basically, I think a speech is actually a spoken journal.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. And I like to go into the journey of you entering into the final, right? Because I was there traveling with the team to support you and also our team members as well who got into the final. And I think 7 minutes is all it took for me to get inspired and also to resonate with you as well. And I think by the time, so you were actually being placed at the 5th to speak at the 5th, right?
The last one.
The last one,
Sixth
right?
one, 6, yeah.
At the 6th, right? And then one of our team members, Aaron, was actually number 5, right? Yeah. And then I was listening to the first 4 speeches, and then towards the 5th one, and then you, by the time I finished your presentation, right? So to me, I was thinking like, we got the top 2 secured. That was literally my first impression, right? Because I think how you and also Aaron spoke on stage was really, really amazing. You are able to touch people's heart in that 7 minutes itself, right? And I was observing both of you throughout the entire time before you even step on stage, and both of you are in your own zone. Some of you sometimes you will look worried, sometimes you're pumping yourself up, and you're just in your own zone. So share with us, like, how was that feeling going into the final, and literally, like, how do you actually feel during that entire final?
Okay. Of course, I was feeling very nervous. Yeah, I know. Coming from the Airbnb, going there. So I think that one of the things that I've learned, right, is that especially when you're in this high level competitions, right, everybody's skill is pretty much the same. Pretty much similar standard, really, I would say. It's on who can actually get into a better state during that moment. Same goes to like badminton, right? Everybody's like similar level. So one thing I realized from 11 years of doing that, right, I really need to manage my state. So one of the things that I did was, first thing, in the morning I wake up a bit early, I do a mental rehearsal, right? And when I go to the venue, I stood on the stage when no one is there, right? I stood on the stage to try it out. To have a hang of the stage, like calibrate myself, test the mic. So I don't want to have too much conversations with people because I just want to be in my own zone. And I think our friend Aaron, he even went out. He didn't want to listen to any of the speeches. He just went out. So I think that's the first thing, is really to visualize. Second thing is that other than visualizing the stage, right, I also visualize the outcome. So for that 1 week, right, what I was doing is I was actually picturing the moments when I come home and I tell my wife this good news. Yeah, I even visualized further. I was actually visualizing I won the world champion. This is a secret, right? Even I've not won it yet.
You shouldn't say it out.
Yeah. So I was actually visualizing the next level, visualizing the contest, visualizing the moment when I hug my wife and I show the trophy to my baby, right? So that's something that I visualized, and it got me excited. It got me more motivated to practice my speech.
Yeah.
And also the third thing is I have anchor songs.
Yeah.
Right. So songs that will really bring me into the zone. Right. So my anchor song, if you know, is Hall of Fame. Yeah. And then recently there's actually a song by F1 as well. So these are the songs that really bring me into the state. So when I'm on the stage, I could really feel it. So if you ask me the moment when I stood on the stage, right, I was connecting with the audience, but everything felt automatic. It's like I don't have to think about what's next. Like very automatic. I go, I move, it's flowing.
Would you say you are in zone during that time, or flow during that time when you're on stage for the 7 minutes?
Yes, I believe I was actually in flow, in zone.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the thing is that when you're in zone, you don't know time flies.
Yeah, correct.
So when I saw the time, the time was really during the last one. I was like, time flies. I better wrap up my speech. So so that's the feeling that I had. Yeah.
All right. And after your delivery, like, I'm just curious, like, honestly, like, out of 10, how would you rate yourself before the announcement even was made?
After the delivery, I will give myself an 8. But after that, when I watch the video, I will give myself a 7. Yeah, because after that, I felt good. I was like, I've given my best.
Yeah.
8 is like I feel like I've given my best. Like
what's the 2 that is left?
The 2 that is left, it's probably I feel like during the last part when I saw the timing was out of my expectation, kind of like snapped me, me back. It's like I was going a bit faster, a bit rush. But majority part of I felt like I have given my best. Yeah, same goes to when I watched the video, the 7 minute, I gave myself 7. One score lower is I noticed that towards the end I was rushing.
Yeah.
It could have been made more impactful.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but when I came down the stage, I was like, done. Let's just did my best, hope for the best.
Right.
Yeah.
And I noticed one thing is that during the result announcement, before your name was even announced, like you were talking to yourself literally. You were in your own zone talking to yourself, and I was like filming you throughout the entire session as well. So during that moment, what went through your mind? Or what were you telling yourself?
I didn't know I was talking to myself until you guys show me the video. It's like a lunatic, right? I'm chanting something. Okay, so what I was telling myself is like I was trying to tell myself, you did your best. If you didn't win, it's okay. You did your best, right? Don't worry. I was trying to console myself. Yeah, because in the past I have this experience where I thought I was going to win, but I didn't win, and I felt terrible about that. Right? So now it's like I'm trying to pull myself back down. Yeah. So and it caught on the camera. Yeah.
So when your name is being announced, what was the feeling that rushed through your head?
I think the moment when the name was announced, I was feeling really a mixed feeling. I was feeling really happy. I was feeling very touched as well. Yeah, and I started to felt like crying as well because I've been trying for 11 years. Yeah, and every year I just don't get it, and then I just feel like giving up. And then this year is the year where I finally got it. Yeah. So at the back of my head, I was thinking to myself, it's not an easy journey, and also I have people like my wife who has been really supporting me in this journey. She's the one who believed in me where even I don't believe in myself. Yeah. So even on a stage, I have to fight back tears. Yeah. And to people, maybe they say, national stage only ma. Yeah. But what is it that is so touched? But to me, it's not just that. It's a testament of a journey. It's like something that you have been trying for many years, and finally it's like luckily I didn't give up.
Right.
Yeah.
And I noticed that like MJ was not there on the spot with you, but before your finals, did she tell you anything or did she give you a call or a text?
Yeah. So that day she couldn't make it because she has something in KL and she has to take care of the baby, right? And I think the best, right before the contest, I think I had a lot of little voice.
Yeah.
I think that 1 or 2 days before the contest, my little voice is at my loudest. It's like I tell myself, my speech is not good enough. It's not good enough. You can't win with this. So, wow, it was like that. So I always seek affirmation from her. I was like, what do you think about this? She said, very good already. Yeah, it's really amazing. Trust yourself. And the way she encouraged me is like, I know you're gonna do it. I know you will be going to the next level, and I'll be going together with you as well. Yeah, so that really gave me a lot of confidence. Yeah. So coming from someone whom you trust is really important to have support. And I think that you guys actually came all the way. Yeah. So like for all of the Influence Inner Circle students, like Shu Yi actually brought all of them in. Like the fact that you guys are there,
adds some more pressure to you.
it adds on. At first, when I knew it, it was like more pressure. I was like, my students are there. Like I better win, right? Like, and then Shu Yi was telling me like, you don't come back if you didn't win. I was like, what the heck? Yeah. But when they are there, what I felt was not pressure. What I felt was support. So I think when I'm on the stage, I look at Lucien, I look at you, and then you guys were smiling. Yeah. So it was very reassuring, and that makes me perform better as well. So thank you guys.
Very nice, right? And when you won the champion, what was the first thing you told MJ?
The first thing I told MJ was, I said, okay, when I won, right, I was, a lot of people like come and grab me and, hey, selfie, like, then there's a closing ceremony. Then I only got to call MJ after when we go to the lunch venue. Then I called her. I was like telling her, hey, I really made it. She already got the news from other people.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I made it. Then she was very happy. Yeah, then I thanked her. Thank you so much. Thanks.
How was her response?
Her response, I knew you can do it. Yeah. Then she was like very supportive. Yeah. So she just said, tell me, congratulations. Let me celebrate with you tonight when you come home. Yeah.
And I guess she plays a very big part in your journey to success, right?
Yeah.
Right.
She is when you needed strength, right?
Yeah.
You close your eyes and then there's this person in your mind that gives you strength. To me, she is that person, right? Because if you follow my stories, right, she is the one who believed in me when I was starting my journey, right? We delayed our wedding for 3 years just because I wanted to get my speaking career right, and she's the one who believed in me.
Yeah.
And she, even back then when the business was not stable, she was actually offering me like, it's okay, I can sustain you. My salary can sustain you. Yeah. So to a person who believed in me in so much, right? So I believe I owe everything to her, that I have to prove that she did not invest into the wrong person. Yeah. So everything that I do, she was the feel, I would say.
Definitely. And I think that like what people see is they observe you from the front, like you deliver a great speech, you won, but people can never understand how much hard work you put in on the back end as well, right? Because I still remember even 1 week before the final, we were on a very packed schedule. We were doing trainings after trainings, meetings after meetings. Yeah, and then only you go into the national finals, right? And I still remember you told me that there are times where you broke down. There are times where you felt like giving up. So do you still remember that moment?
Yeah, so I think that 1 week before was actually one of the busiest timing. So there were like 4 trainings. Yeah, so I had to fly to Penang, and then my baby just delivered. Yeah, so I think that I was fighting the struggling to juggle business, family, and then this contest as well. And every second that I'm out, it's another second of guilt that I'm actually not spending time with my family members, with my babies as well, right? And then after that, I have to constantly shift. Yeah, but it was MJ who actually tell me, don't worry about that. One thing at a time. I will focus on the baby, and then you focus on the speech and all these things. Yeah, and also my parents as well. Yeah, if it's not because of my parents, right, I wouldn't be able to have time and the sanity to deal with the contest. Yeah, so I think seeing a person's winning in life is actually I was actually standing at the shoulders of many people, my parents, my wife, and maybe you as well. When during certain point I was very busy, and then you had to take on certain things extra. Yeah, so it's actually the effort, the support from other people as well.
That's nice, right? Because I think that when you want to achieve certain things, there will be a lot of people out there supporting you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think throughout this 1 year, it's definitely not easy. It's a long journey for you.
Yeah.
And looking back at your journey of preparation all the way until you make it to the national finals, winning it, what was the biggest epiphany or the biggest learnings that you have?
What was the biggest epiphany? I think looking at the 11 years, every year when I lost, right, I asked myself, why didn't I win? Why? So there was always this why and all these things, right? So now if I look back, if I won earlier as well, seriously, I didn't know what to do with that success as well. Right? I don't have a very clear goal. Meaning that those years that I'm not winning, right, was actually a good thing, because I wasn't ready. Yeah. But this year I have a very strong feeling that I'm ready. Like I'm ready to take things to the next level since I'm actually speaking, and I really want to show as an example to my community as well. I have a strong feeling that I was ready. Yeah. So I have a strong. So the key takeaway is this, right? When you are ready, the universe will align the stars in a way that, wow, you feel like, oh, things are coming to you one after another.
Yeah.
That's when my TEDx started to come in. Last time it was always rejected. Now I got my TEDx. Then now this wins. And then slowly different things started to fall into places because I feel that I was ready. Yeah. So I think that every rejection that you got, don't take it personally. Maybe you are one more no closer to your yes. Yeah. So, but if you give up, then probably you don't survive long enough to see that yes. Yeah.
All right. Good. Right. And I think personally, I can feel a lot from your journey as well, learn a lot from you and how you overcome rejections after rejections, because I can really understand that every year of you losing is also another year of you needing to try again and again and again, right? Yeah. So the same goes to badminton last time as well. Like every time I lost this competition, I had to wait until a year before I can try it back. And if I lost, then I had to try it back, right? Yeah, and especially when I lost and I look at how my team members won and I had to sit through the entire competition without doing anything. Yeah, so the pain that you feel is something that I can totally relate to as well.
And then you have to smile.
And I smile, I support them on, cheer them up as well.
Yeah.
Right, but right now, like you going into the world stage, right? Like what does it feel like knowing that currently you will be representing Malaysia in the quarterfinal of the world stage? How do you feel right now?
So the next stage, right, is where I will go against members from other countries.
Yeah.
So they just showed me the list, right? So the next level is like I'll be going against, I think, 5 US contestants, then then another from Japan, from India, and other countries as well, right? So then it's definitely the next level. Yeah. Then the next level is actually a video contest where they will use my national level video and to submit it to the quarterfinal. Then they will organize like a contest, which I can only pray for the best, like. Yeah. So how it feels, right? Is actually I've given my best. Now what I can do is that I am trying to apply law of attractions.
And I know you even bought an air ticket. You even applied for a visa to.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is that because I learned from you, right? Be, do, have, right? So instead of waiting for me to have it, I start to be first, right? So I started to prepare my second speech. Because if you go to the World Championship of Public Speaking final, you will need a second speech. So I started to prepare. Now I started to work on my current speech, right? Because okay, whether I go in or not, right, I will still need speeches like this,
Yeah.
right? And just preparing for it. Yeah. So it feels like an honor, and it feels like I really want to be able to get there and to show to our community, our family members, to the Malaysian community as well. You don't need perfect English to speak well.
Right.
So I really hope to make this happen. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like put this out there. Let's just say if by the end of this year you still did not make it, right? Will you continue to try on the following year?
Yeah. So if you ask me, right, if I don't make it again, I lose this time again, right?
Yeah.
I would say this is not my first time losing. I've lost 10 times in order to get this first win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm very used to not winning. So what do? Is that I will continue. Yeah, because it's a promise that I made for yourself. It's something that I love doing. I will continue again as long as I can do it.
But why is becoming a world champion so important for you?
You know, it's something that you love doing. And I, you know, same goes to if you are an athlete, right? What's your destiny? It's like
Winning the Olympics.
winning the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
You want to go as far as you can. And as a speaker, when I started out, I asked myself, what's the furthest I can actually go into this? I would like to challenge myself, even though I don't necessarily need that in order to become a coach and all that. But it's a bucket list for myself. It's a challenge that I want to give to myself as well. And I think last time I had, when I said I wanted to win the world championship because I want to inspire the world. And now that I became a father, I became a dad, right? My world has changed.
Yeah.
My world is now my wife and also my baby, Livia. So why do I want to win so much right now? Why do I want to get there? Is that I want to prove to my wife that thank you so much for trusting me, and I want to show to you that you did not actually trust the wrong person. Yeah, I hope this is a gift for you.
Yeah.
And I also want to show this as an example to my daughter. It's that next time when she grew up and she asked me, Dad, I feel like giving up, I hope that this can be a story for her, right? It's not necessarily a story of me winning. I hope that it's a story of persistency.
Yeah.
And I hope she can get something from there.
Definitely. And when she watch back this podcast episode and she can understand what you're saying,
Yes.
she will be a very, very proud daughter.
Yes, I
Right?
hope that.
And when was the next, when was the World Championship again? When was it again?
1st of July, I will know whether I'll be advancing to Vancouver.
If you were to go to Vancouver, when
It
was
will be mid of August.
mid of August?
Yeah.
All
So that will be the World Championship Public Speaking in Vancouver, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I personally learned a lot from this conversation because I love how real, how authentic this is. And I can sense that the kind of hunger that you want to win this, not just because of yourself, but also because of the people that you have, the why, the community that you have, and even your family members, people that you love as well. And I love this hunger because I feel that this hunger is what drives most people forward, right? And if I were to like end this podcast with one last question, right? And I'm just going to think out of the box here. So the question would be, by the end of August next year, this year, right? By the end of August this year, whether you win or not, what's the message that you want to share to this future self? And you will be watching this video by the end of that month, August. What would you say to your future self?
What I will actually tell myself, right, is that in future, now, whatever the result is, it is not just about the result. It is a journey of how you are battling for different aspects of your challenges in order to stay true to your dream. Because to go along this journey, what I was battling was not just juggling with family members. I was battling with my own insecurity, my self-doubt of thinking to myself, am I good enough? Right? The imposter syndrome. Do I deserve to be on the world stage? My English still sound a little bit Asian. And if I don't win, am I setting a standard for my students?
So if you were to sum it up to complete the sentence, Vui Kit, I want you to know that.
Vui Kit, I want you to know that you are worthy in your own way. And you need to believe that in order to go to the next level. You don't need more proofs. You just need to be yourself.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, I want to thank you for your time here. And also I wish you all the best in the quarterfinal as well.
Thank you so
all the way
much.
until the final. But I think also as a business partner, I just want you to know that whether you win or not, like we are really proud of you and the dedication that you shows, the process that you put in. I think that's the most important thing, right? Sometimes it's not just about the goal, but who you become in the process of achieving that goal. That itself matters the most. Right? So for those of you who are watching this, I really hope that this serves as a lesson to all of you guys here that no matter what challenges things gets into your way, like just continue to push through, just continue to move forward because you never know what lies ahead. So just keep trying, right? So thank you so much for your time watching this episode. And with that, I look forward to see you in the next episode. And please don't forget to subscribe and also to share this to someone who needs to hear this as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Bye-bye.